Ferrari? Man, just saying the name feels expensive. It's a word that means speed, passion, and a whole lot of style. For decades, that prancing horse from Italy has been the gold standard. When you close your eyes and picture a fast car, you probably see something sleek, red, and Italian. But what if I told you that time and time again, that Italian masterpiece got its feelings hurt? And not by some high-tech German spaceship or a prim and proper British ride. Nah, it got humbled by good old American muscle, straight out of the garage. See, for as long as Ferrari's been crafting these beautiful machines, America's been building monsters right next door. Cars made for one thing, owning the quarter mile. Look, this ain't no Ferrari hate video. We love them. This is about giving props where props are due. This is the story of the American cars that, against all odds, made Ferrari look slow. Alright, let's take it way back to the 60s. The golden age? Ferrari was the undisputed king, building cars that were basically rolling art. They had these screaming, complicated V12 engines and were strictly for the rich and famous. But over on our side of the pond, we had a different playbook. It was simple really. Find the biggest, nastiest engine you got and shoehorn that thing into the lightest car you could find. The result was the American muscle car. Loud, proud, and built for straight line domination. And this is where the story gets juicy. Let's set the scene. It's 1965. In one corner, you got the Ferrari 275 GTB, a masterpiece with a beautiful Colombo V12 engine. It was pure class, built across a continent in style. It could run the quarter mile in the mid-15-second range. Respectable. But in the other corner, the Pontiac GTO. We're talking the Tri-Power model with a big 6.4-liter V8. This wasn't some fancy grand tourer, it was a blue-collar brawler. On the strip, period tests showed the GTO could click off a quarter mile in as quick as 14.5 seconds. Let that marinate for a second. A working man's hero from Pontiac, costing a tiny fraction of the Ferrari, was flat out faster. A warning shot had been fired. And it wasn't a one-time thing, it kept happening. Fast forward to 1968. Ferrari's got the 330 GTC, another gorgeous V12 for the sophisticated buyer, running the quarter mile in the mid-14s. But in the US, Mercury was building a straight-up predator called the Cougar XR-7 GT-E, armed with the legendary 428 Cobra Jet V8. Now, this is where it gets disrespectful. The factory said this 7.0-liter engine made 335 horsepower, mostly to keep the insurance man happy. The real number, probably way over 400. In a now legendary test, Superstock and Drag Illustrated magazine got this Cougar down the quarter mile in a blistering 13.23 seconds. Now, word is the car might have been massaged a little for the test, but still, that ain't just faster than the Ferrari. That's a different zip code. The fancy European sports car got straight up demolished by what many people thought was just a grown-up Mustang. All through the 60s and 70s, it was the same story. Cars like the Hemi Cuda, the Chevelle SS, and the Olds 442 could all hang with and often beat their Ferrari rivals from one stoplight to the next. Sure, the Ferrari was better in the corners and had all the refinement. But on a Saturday night, when the only thing that mattered was that quarter-mile slip, American muscle was king. As the years went by, the game changed. Ferrari got into hypercars, playing with carbon fiber, wild aero, and hybrid tech. You'd think the game was over, right? That the era of a simple American brawler beaten up on a thoroughbred was done. Nah, America was just warming up. The first real haymaker of the modern era came from Saleen. And the Saleen S7, which dropped in 2000, wasn't just some tuned-up Mustang. This was a legit mid-engine supercar built from scratch with one job, hunting down European exotics. At its heart was a massive 7.0-liter V8. In 2005, they slapped two turbos on it and created the S7 Twin Turbo, pushing out 750 horsepower. Its performance was just insane. Saleen claimed 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and a quarter mile in 10.5. This thing wasn't just fast, it was faster than the Ferrari Enzo, the baddest car Ferrari had at the time. The American upstart had more power and could outrun the Italian icon. The S7 proved America could build a car to take on Ferrari at its own game and win. Even today, that classic American formula of a big V8 just refuses to quit. It's just gotten more sophisticated. Look at the new Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500. It's still got a monster V8 up front, a 5.2-liter supercharged Predator making 760 horsepower. Now put it up against a modern Ferrari, like the 296 GTS, which is a high-tech wonder with a twin-turbo V6 and a hybrid motor making 819 horsepower. In a recent drag race, the Ferrari did take the win with a 10.29-second quarter mile. But here's the crazy part. The Mustang, a car that's way heavier and costs a fraction of the price, ran a very strong 11.65, and Ford claims it can hit 10.7 seconds in perfect conditions. The fact that a front-engine muscle car is even in the same conversation as a mid-engine hybrid Ferrari that costs 3 or 4 times as much, that's a win in my book. And finally, you gotta talk about the game changer, the C8 Corvette. For decades, the Vette was America's sports car. With the C8, it became America's supercar. By moving the engine to the middle, Chevy built a car with the looks and performance of a Ferrari for the price of a nice truck. And let's be real, Chevy wasn't shy about who they were aiming for. Word on the street is they literally took apart a Ferrari 458 engine just to see what makes it tick. The result is a car that, even in its base model, hits 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. The high-end Z06 model with its flat plane crank V8 sounds like it's straight out of Italy. While a top-tier Ferrari might still have an edge on the track, the Corvette has closed that gap to almost nothing, forcing everyone to respect what an American car can be. So what's the verdict? Are these American beasts true Ferrari killers? Or is there more to a great car than just straight-line speed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see the debate. And if you love seeing the Giants get challenged, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that bell. You don't want to miss what's next. From day one, Ferrari earned its crown. Its legacy is built on racing, beauty, and pure emotion, and nobody can take that away. Like I said, this ain't about tearing down Ferrari's legacy. That's rock solid. This is a shout out to the underdog. It's a parallel history written not on the hills of Italy, but on the drag strips of America. From a 1965 GTO showing a 275 as taillights, to a Saleen S7 staring down on Enzo and not even blinking, American ingenuity has always found a way to compete. They did it with raw power, brute force, and the belief that there's no replacement for displacement. Today, that fight continues with cars like the Shelby GT 500 and C8 Corvette, which mix that old school muscle with new school tech. At the end of the day, it's a classic battle of styles, the Italian scalpel versus the American sledgehammer. And the best part, the battle is far from over.